Thank you for joining us on Super Prime Time Max. I'm Niranjan, filling in for Arnab Goswami on the debate. It's his show. He will be back on this show soon. I'm filling in for him. But I'm coming to you with three big debates tonight. Let's tell you what the big debates are tonight, ladies and gentlemen. After the Tirupati Laddu controversy, a story that was broken by Republic TV and the Republic Media Network, there has been a national debate, and it's not a new debate, it's an existing one. That's debate number one. After the Tirupati Laddu controversy, is it an indication, an example of why we need to free temples from government control? That's our top focus at 8 p.m. And at 8:30, a little after 8:30, around 8:40 more like, you had this picture of Atishi, the new Delhi Chief Minister. And if you're wondering why that chair or the frame is like that and why the photo is taken in a way where a second chair can be seen, that was deliberate. It's the photo op of the Arnab Party. Atishi says she's keeping the chair empty for Kejriwal because it's Kejriwal's chair. It's a dummy chair, and the BJP is calling her a dummy chief minister. That face off at 8:40 p.m. And at 9 p.m., you've had two leaders, national leaders, go to America in the last 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, is in America. And look at the messaging from the Prime Minister, his meetings, the kind of impact he's making, and contrast that to the meeting of a second national leader, Rahul Gandhi, who was in America in the last 2 weeks. And what did he end up doing in America? That's the obvious comparison we will have to make at 9 p.m. Abhishek will be on that debate at 9 p.m. Here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight. As the controversy rages on over animal fat, beef tallow, lard in ghee, priests perform a Maha Shani Homam at the Tirupati temple. 8 priests, guided by 3 Agama Shastra advisors, led the cleansing ritual today. Facing public anger over insult to Hindu sentiments, now YSRCP leader and the former chief of the TTD, Bhuvana Karunakar Reddy's theatrics in the temple is rejected, takes a dip in the holy water near the Tirumala temple. He's then stopped. The Laddu controversy triggers a national debate. Demands grow for freeing temples, not just from government control, but also political control. An empty chair and a charge of being the proxy chief minister after taking oath. This is how the Aam Aadmi Party is planning to run the national capital, says the BJP. That face-off on the debate tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're asking us who should be controlling temples, then think about it. Should politicians, many of them who don't even believe in the Hindu faith, be controlling the world's richest temple and temples across India where millions and millions of Indians visit every single year? Or should temples be controlled by Hindu seers, Hindu saints, Hindu believers, Hindu groups, and those who have their entire lives invested in the cause of Hinduism? Now, that's a national debate triggered by the Andhra Deputy Chief Minister, Pawan Kalyan. What he has said has found many takers across India. And the trigger, of course, was the Tirupati Laddu controversy. Here's what happened, and then we debate.
Just a day after the Andhra government announced the formation of SIT to probe allegations of ghee adulteration, Republic accessed the TTT report submitted to Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu. The report stated that suppliers took advantage, quoted unviable rates. It further stated that the ghee supplied was quoted between rupees 320 per kg to rupees 411 per kg. However, the common knowledge was that ghee cannot be supplied at those rates. The report even stated that suppliers were supplying poor quality, possibly adulterated ghee. Even as the matter has reached the top court, the seers are upset.
We have read in history book how in 1857 the Sipai Mutiny happened. And now we see how the sentiments of the Hindus are deeply wounded by this laddu. I mean, this is something which cannot be pardoned, it cannot be forgiven, it's malicious, and it is height of greed of the people who are involved in the process. So they need to be punished severely.
They believe that the control of temples must be given to the religious leaders. The question that is now emerging is, was the blatant mockery of people's devotion a product of corrupt systems? And why is it that only the Hindu temples must be regulated?
Okay, joining us on the debate this evening are Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP, A.V. Ramana Dikshitulu, who is the former head priest at Tirupati. He's joining us live from Tirupati this evening. I have Shyam Prasad Meka, a Congress leader from Hyderabad. I have Professor Pulla Rao, he's a political analyst, joining us live from Chennai this evening, along with Satish Reddy, who's the General Secretary of the YSRCP, joining us live from Bengaluru today. My first question is to Mr. Ramana Dikshitulu, who served as the head priest at Tirupati. So he knows a thing or two about how politicians and political parties and governments control temple affairs. Mr. Dikshitulu, can you please tell our viewers what governments and political parties do at temples and why they like to take control of them?
Om Sri Venkateshaya Namaha. It is not taking control of the temple, but using the assets of the temple. And as a priest, I am committed to practice and to protect Sanatan Dharma, the Vedic Dharma, or the Agama Dharmas in the temple. And I am in charge of providing total comforts to the god, like upacharas. And when there is any defect in that or any omissions in that, I will be pained and I will be bringing it to the notice of the administrators and requesting them to rectify that. So the ghee issue also I have observed a few years back and then brought it to the notice of the then executive officer and the then board chairman. But nothing was done, and I was happy when the government changed and the government took notice of all these sins committed in the temple, and they took relief measures on that. But whether any political party or a politician or a bureaucrat or anybody who is controlling the temple, who is in the government, they should have belief in God, belief in Sanatan Dharma.
Okay, before you go to that point, can I interrupt you there, Mr. Dikshitulu? Before you go to the second point, I know what you're going to next, and I want to stop you right here. But I want to take you back to the first point you made. You said they want to control the assets. Why do they want to control the assets? You're talking about the world's richest temple. Why do politicians want to control the assets? Do they want a pie of the assets? Do they want to keep the assets safe? Do they want to loot the assets?
No. Debate
Sir.
And the politics.
No, Mr. Dikshitalu, that question was to you. Okay. Okay, he chose to leave the debate. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why he chose
I'll tell you why he chose to leave the debate.
Okay, go ahead,
You
Professor
can't
Rao.
answer.
Okay, yes, Professor Rao, go ahead.
can't-
No, but I asked him a question. I asked him why they
You
like
can't
to...
answer that
Yeah.
because he lives there. He can't answer that.
Okay,
He'll
why?
tell
Why
you
is
all
that?
these spiritually vague answers he'll give you.
No, he was not being vague. I don't think there's anything vague. I don't think there's... I think he
asked him-
misunderstood. I think he misunderstood. No, I think he misunderstood that he was in a debate.
The minute you asked him about money, he left.
I think he misunderstood that he was in a debate. I wanted to start with him and give him a platform. He's coming back. I think he misunderstood that he was in a debate, but I was trying to get him to answer a few questions because he knows firsthand. He served there firsthand. So I'd like to, when he comes back, I'll go back to him. But I want to get the response of the YSRCP. Bumara Karunakar Reddy, chairman, former chairman, YSRCP. Satish Reddy, question is to you, direct. Venkata Satish Kumar, YSRCP. Udayamanu Samineni,
Yes.
YSRCP. Tippeswamy, YSRCP. Chande Ashwartha Naik, YSRCP. Meka Sheshubabu, YSRCP. Venkata Subba Reddy, YSRCP. Yella Reddy Gari Sitarama Reddy, YSRCP. Gadi Raju, Venkata Subbaraju, YSRCP. Vishwanath Reddy, BJP. Gaddam Sita, wife of Congress leader Ranjit Reddy. R.V. Deshpande, Indian National Congress. Dr. S. Shankar, BJP. Milind Narvekar, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray faction. How are these people, Mr. Satish Reddy, qualified to run the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam Trust? Mr. Reddy? Okay, I think his video link has frozen. Mr. Mecca, you want to take that question? How are these gentlemen slash lady qualified to run the TTD?
Yeah, see, Niranjan, good evening to you and Jai Bhim to all of you. See, first point is, I don't know about their qualifications, but clear to everybody that they are political appointees. So the governments are appointing the members to the boards. That's the process. And we need to ask perhaps the YSRCP or TDP, who is currently ruling, what are the qualifications of the board members? Okay, so that's not the point. So you started about this issue. It's actually hurting to a lot of the devotees, which is a wrong thing. They are unnecessarily politicizing it without the proper inquiry. Now they are just doing a mudslinging here and there, disregarding the sentiments of the temple goers. Okay. Second part, you are asking, your debate is talking about why should temples be under the control of the governments? And Mr. Dikshitalu was telling that it is for the control on the assets. Now, I'm telling you, as a politician, by all means, government has no business to run temples. Governments need to run schools. We're not interested in the temples. That is for the devotees to run for themselves.
Correct.
Then what is then where is the issue coming from? Temples or any of such a public place which holds a lot of public property in its grasp, then the government has the business to look into it. If all the public assets are released, by all means, let temples run on their own. Who is interested?
Of course they're interested. What do you mean, who's interested? I'll give you an example. 1 minute. I'll factually counter you, Shyam Prasad Mekaji. I'll factually counter you. I'll start with the first point you made. You started by saying they're politicizing without doing proper tests. I want to break some news to you. As of 5:33 p.m. this evening, 5:33 p.m. this evening, not just the Andhra Pradesh government, you also had the Central Health Ministry that has issued a show cause notice to a ghee supplying company. The ministry received samples from 4 companies, out of which 1 company's samples failed the quality test, revealing adulteration. So this is not some fiction. fictional story
no.
that is being built up,
What?
if that is what the opposition is trying to say.
No. I'm not talking as opposition or ruling party or anything. What I'm saying is, your farming sit today, special investigation team, without completing the investigation. Why you are being so insensitive and casting doubts on the quality of the laddu in the temple, which is hurting to a lot of the
How can you?
devotees.
No, 1 minute. It's not casting doubts, sir. You watch. Sir, Shyam ji, can I ask you to just be a little rephrase it? You're not saying, don't say cast doubts. Tests have been conducted not just in Andhra, but even in Delhi. So please be careful of the facts. Facts are it has been adulterated. There is no doubt about that.
No. See, there are a lot of other arguments. There are a lot of other doubts. So that's why I'm asking, you need to be a little more sensitive in such issues. They shouldn't have caused so much pain to all the devotees. Go complete the investigation, complete the inquiry, hold the people accountable. I have no problem with it. But this is very insensitive for short-term political gain.
There is no political gain. Where is the political gain? Where is the political gain? If the political gain was for any particular party, it would have been to the YSRCP.
Yes.
I asked a question to Mr. Atishi.
No. You have to hear me once.
Yeah, I lost your video link, but go ahead.
Yes, I'm coming to that.
Go ahead.
Give me 1 minute time.
Go ahead.
Now Chandrababu Naidu is a big failure because he has given hundreds
Sir,
of
he swept
promises.
the election, sir. What do you say?
Please give me 1 minute of audience.
Huh.
Chandrababu Naidu has given hundreds of assurances to this public of Andhra Pradesh. He is a failure and he is not able to do all these things. To divert all this, now he is trying to blame Jagan Mohan Reddy and malign his image. In what way a substandard ghee supply is connected with Jagan Mohan Reddy as the Chief Minister? It is being purchased by the...
I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you, Satish Reddy, I'm contradicting you. 1 minute, counter to you. Counter to you. Can I counter to you? Can I give a counter to you? No, you can only respond.
A tender has been floated. L1, sir, as per the norms, the L1 has to be awarded with the...
You can take my question and respond. My question to you was, you said, how is our party responsible?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. For the last 5 years, it was the YSRCP in power.
Yes.
For the last 5 years, directly or indirectly, the YSRCP had control over the Tirupati, Tirumala Devasthanams. Because I have the names, sir, you can't... No, 1 minute. Before you say anything, let me read out the names once again for the benefit of our viewers. The TTD, 1 minute, I'm coming to you, Tuhin, I'm coming to you, 1 second. The TTD, the former chairman is Bhumana Karunakar Reddy, YSRCP. Ponada Venkata Satish Kumar, YSRCP. Udayabanu Samineni, YSRCP. Tippeswamy, YSRCP. Ashwardhan Naik, YSRCP. Meka Sheshubabu, YSRCP. Venkata Subba Reddy, YSRCP. Hear me. No, I'm also reading BJP names, sir. Can I read BJP names? 1 minute. Vishwanath Reddy, BJP. Shankar, BJP. Gaddam Sita, wife of Congress leader Ranjit Reddy. Milind Narvekar, Shiv Sena. Why am I saying this? I'm asking you because how can you say that you had no control/role of the administration of the TTD?
Please listen to me.
Yeah.
This supply of ghee and purchase of ghee for preparation of laddu is not a new process in TTD. It has been going on for years together.
Who decides?
30, 40 years.
Who decides?
30, 40 years, ghee has been procured.
Who decides?
And the system for that, is they float a tender and the L1 is awarded and he is asked to supply the ghee. In Telugu Desam government, while Chandrababu Naidu was the chief minister, 18 times such trucks were rejected. You're not talking about that. So when the supplier does not meet with the requisite standards, it is for the department to take action. It is not to politicize. Now you have heard the sentiments of all the Hindus in the, not only in the country, overall throughout the world, there are so many Hindu devotees.
Understood.
See, instead of taking action against the person who has done wrong, you are trying to malign the chief minister.
Sir, 1 minute. Nowhere have I spoken about you or your chief minister. 1 minute. Nowhere have I spoken about you or your chief minister. 1 minute, sir.
Please listen to me.
Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds.
And when I'm answering you,
Complete your point.
you're interrupting me. You're interrupting me after making some wild allegations.
Oh, I am not making any wild allegations, sir. I've stated the facts.
When was this ghee rejected? It was in whose government? It was in Chandrababu Naidu's government. And you have taken 2 months of time to politicize the issue. And what are you supposed to do? As soon as you get report that there is some fraud going on in the ghee supply, you should arrest the supplier, you should take action against them. Instead, you are going to your party office, and from your party office, you are making a press statement to malign the image of Jagan Mohan Reddy. Is this correct?
1 minute, sir. I have
responsible
nowhere. 1
for?
minute, Mr. Reddy. 1 minute. I understand you're very angry, and you have every reason to be angry, and you should be angry because people of the country are also angry. Okay, whoever did it, I nowhere in this debate have I named your supreme leader Jagan Mohan Reddy. I have not named your leader Jagan Mohan Reddy. I have not named.
No.
I have not named.
That is what is being happening.
You're confused. I have not named. 1 minute, sir. Bear with me. Bear with me.
Just because
Okay.
Jagan Mohan Reddy has a belief in some other religion.
Okay.
These people have
Okay.
with their vested
Okay,
interest,
great. You've brought me to a very you have brought the debate to a critical point. Satish Reddy, you brought a debate to a critical point. And I have a very interesting guest right now joining us. Shivani Durga is a spiritual guru. I won't draw her into politics of it. I will not draw her into the politics. But I will ask her a question, right? Shivani Durga ji, who should administer our temples? Because the YSRCP spokesperson just made a point that his leader was targeted for simply not being from the Hindu faith. He may be. I'm not discounting the fact that there was a political angle to it. But the people who are running the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanams, the trust, the allegation is several members of this board did not also belong to the Hindu faith. Now, my question, therefore, is to you, how important is it to be from the Hindu faith to run Hindu temples? Fundamental question. Shivani Durga.
Har Har Mahadev to everyone. See, it's very simple to understand that we are seeing so many videos, we are coming across many news these days about the people who are mixing urine into golgappas, and they are mixing so many things in all whatever the edibles are available in India. So it's very important for us as Sanatani to appoint only the Hindu staff in Hindu temples. That's a very simple and logical thing. And after having all those records, after having all the proofs in hands, why should not we change the system now? This is very simple.
Okay, let me put that question to Tuhin now. Tuhin, will your party or your government in the center give up control of temples? I mean, what's your take on it? What's your party's take on it? Will you give up control over temples as a party?
Well, Niranjan, the entire issue comes in the concurrent list. 3 years ago, in Uttarakhand, 53 temples. The state government gave up control over 53 temples. Other state governments should similarly take the lead. You know, the point over here is, let us not digress from the main issue. What has happened, the adulteration involving fish oil, involving pig fat and whatnot, is a colossal assault on Hindu faith, on Hindu ethos. And, you know, the buck has to stop with the then Chief Minister, which is Jagan Reddy. And why I'm saying this? Number one, 52 appointees, extra appointees were appointed by him on the TTD board, which is unprecedented. A PIL was filed, out after which 16 of them were disqualified or 16 of them were set aside. 14 of them had criminal backgrounds. Why did Jagan Reddy not himself carry out a food adulteration test? Why did he not send the samples to National Dairy Development Board like the chandrababu Naidu ji has done? So I think the buck needs to stop with him. And again, the appointment of the head of the temple trust. First his uncle, Subbu Reddy, then another person, Karunakar Reddy or whoever, who had been a convert to Christianity, whose daughters had a very lavish public Christian marriage. It is very important that people who head these sanस्थाs are rooted in Hindu faith. I'm giving you another example, unrelated example.
No, 1 minute. Tuhin, he's countering you live. Tuhin, he's countering you live, saying you're... 1 minute, Tuhin, 1 second. Tuhin, pause. No, Tuhin, pause. He's saying that you're lying. Tuhin, pause there for a second. He's saying you're lying about the faith of Mr. Karunakar Reddy.
To underscore the point.
YSRCP spokesperson says you're lying.
I'm giving you another. He has every right. I'm going by material available on public domain. He can challenge the material.
Without proper material, you cannot make wide allegations for coming to such a big debate.
Let me underscore the point that people who head these sanस्थाs, temple sanस्थाs, need to be deeply invested in the Hindu faith. I'm giving you one example. It may sound unrelated, but it is not. In 2012, at the Kumbh Mela, had one of the worst stampedes. Who was the head of the Kumbh Mela at that point of time? Azam Khan, who had nothing to do with Hindu faith, who was not, concerned about the arrangements. So I think it is very important that these responsibilities are invested in people who are deeply connected and deeply aligned with the Hindu faith. That is the only way traditions can be respected and traditions can be adhered to.
No, I have a larger point to make, and I want to bring in Professor Pulla Rao at this stage. Professor Pulla Rao.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
Okay, you want a counter? Okay, I'll give you a counter. I'll give you a counter, 20-second counter.
Government involvement. In that matter, I just wanted to give you one small opinion. Out of all the temples in this country and worldwide, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam is the best managed committee. You should give all appreciations to that. Just because one incident has occurred, where some adulteration has happened, you cannot put allegations that complete TTD is being. That is the best managed. You go across the country. You go across the world.
Sin.
No temple.
Don't trivialize this sin. You are saying one minor incident was occurred. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Don't trivialize this colossal sin against the Hindu faith. We don't know the magnitude of the problem yet.
No, all this has to be targeted to the supplier and he has to be taken into action. You go, you take whatever action you want against him. But you cannot use this as a political agenda. You BJP and Telugu Desam party mixed together.
No, I'll tell you 1 minute. I had a statement. 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, before I go across, 1 minute. Mr. Reddy, hold on to your thoughts there 1 second. Just 1 second. Hold on. Mr. Reddy, hold on. Mr. Reddy, 1 minute. Mr. Reddy of the YSRCP. Sir, 1 minute. Stay with me. Mr. Reddy, just take a step back, because you made a statement saying that of all the temples in the world and in India and everything, Tirupati, Tirumala, Devasthanams are the best managed, administered, right? That's what you said. I want to go across to Professor Pulla Rao, but before that,
it used to be.
I want to ask you, tell me, sir, is this, and I don't know whether I have Jyotsna of the TDP also joining us on the broadcast. She will be joining us anytime now, but I wanted to point out this one particular incident from 2023, November 2023, Professor Pulla Rao. He speaks of the best administration. Now, there has been a huge debate around Tirupati, Tirumala, Devasthanams and the manner in which it's been administered. Let me give you an example. In 2023, local police in Tirupati took legal proceedings against organizers from a local church for conducting baptism-related activities at a temple tank owned by the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams in Chittoor district. This was at Karveti Nagaram, Chittoor district. Former TTD Trust Board member and BJP leader Banu Prakash Reddy criticized the incident, urging Tirupati Trust to conduct a comprehensive investigation into the security lapses associated with the occurrence. On public record, TTD then filed a formal complaint with the local police alleging certain individuals from a church had performed baptism rituals at Pushkarini of Sri Venugopala Swami temple. This has happened. If you tell me this is an example of the world-class running of the world's richest temple, if you call it world-class administration, no, sir. There are many questions that have been raised. I don't know whether Jyotsna is joining me, but I want to get Professor Pulla Rao's take on this.
Okay, let me say,
yes,
he is right. Mr. Satish Reddy is right. It is one of the best managed temples, because the temple is not managed by the chairman. Temple is managed by the executive officer, who is usually a senior IAS officer. He is assisted by a joint, it's a whole set of paraphernalia. To that extent, he is correct. It is the best administered in the country. Doesn't mean it is the best administered or it's the best, what we can deserve, what we deserve. That is not there. It can be improved. The second thing, I watched this debate. At sometimes, a chairman, a liquor merchant was appointed chairman for 5 years, not too long ago. Contractors, noted contractors have been appointed chairman. Yes, we need change. And, from 1960, as a very young child, I went to this temple Till 2010, I gave up after that because of the vulgarity, the money changing hands, and sorry to say this, even the priests are involved. Sorry, I am a devotee, nobody cut me out of it. So even they are involved. VIPs come, they go running to get photographed. Ask Jyotsna ji, they stand outside the gates. They don't treat other people like that.
Well, no, that's your personal belief, sir. That's okay. That's
No,
like your personal
the
belief.
photographs are there. There's everything there. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it because I'm a believer, I say.
No, that's okay. That's your personal belief. But I'm asking you about the administration. I'm repeating.
It is what you show on TV.
Okay.
It's what you show.
Okay, 1 minute. Then I have.
Why should they run?
Okay, I have a
vulgarity has crept in.
Okay.
It has to
Can I
go
ask
back.
you a counter
It has to be
question?
taken back.
Can I ask you a counter question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a counter question? You
Please.
spoke about administration. Can you then tell me, sir, if it was perfectly administered, how was it that this perfect administration allowed ghee, which anywhere in the open market costs anywhere between 800 to 1,000 rupees a kilogram, was given? They say the best tender, the most cost-effective tender, the company got the tender, was sold for anywhere between 300 to 400 rupees. I mean, any layman who has a basic idea would know that no company would sell you ghee for 300 to 400 rupees. And let me also tell you one thing, sir. I'm a journalist and we do investigations on the ground. And we have done an investigation a few months back where we found out that in slaughterhouses, beef tallow, it's a business. Beef tallow is collected and then sold to different people, which is later used in different forms to adulterate ghee/oil. It is an open secret. Ask any journalist or anybody in the market who's in this business, they'll tell you that. So how is it that this perfect administration never once got a doubt?
So it's not perfect. We said it's good, but it's the best of the worst.
That is why there are three types of
It's not
tests
perfect.
that the laboratories where it has to pass. If it doesn't pass, it is left for the authorities to stop that, to
No,
avoid taking
there is-
that ghee.
Mr. Naranjan, Mr. Naranjan, a lot has to be done. I have only one small thing to suggest.
Yes.
This is because
Please go ahead,
Jyotsna ji
sir.
is there and Mr. Tuhen is there. This
Yeah.
is a good time. This is a good time to remove this temple from the government's management.
Correct.
Even Pawan Kalyan has been talking in some, a vague way. It's a good time. It's a very rich temple. It's a great temple. And as far as using those tanks as conversion baths or whatever they do, case is there right now in the Supreme Court before Justice Pardiwala relating to these things. It's a larger issue. It's a very large issue in the country. It can't be tackled by anybody. And religion is a very, very powerful weapon. See how that Swamiji left when you asked him a sensitive question.
Yeah.
He couldn't sit and answer it. Therefore,
No, but it's the truth, sir.
simply saying it, it's a great temple. It's time for change. And your first question in this debate is why we don't hand over this temple, take it away from the government.
Sir,
I
I'll tell
entirely
you,
support it.
Sir, I'll give you an example. And I want to bring in Jyotsna of the TDP. She has not spoken, and I'll go to Tuhin Sen also. Jyotsna, my question is to you. I have a larger question. You see, Jyotsna, our constitution has been in effect for about 74 years now, right? Came into effect in 1950. And our constitution guarantees fundamental religious rights to citizens under Articles 25 and 26. Article 25 gives every individual a right to profess, practice, propagate religion. Article 26, fundamental right available to every religious denomination to maintain and establish religious institutions. And why am I making this point? I'm making this point because according to section 14, members of the Waqf board must be Muslims. However, members of Hindu temple administration need not be Hindus, right? There is a larger debate going on for many years now. Why shouldn't Hindu temples be controlled by Hindus? Jyotsna, your take.
If you ask me personally, I would also vouch for that. There are no two ways about it, no two thinkings about it.
Sir, I don't know who
Absolutely
has
not.
given you this
Because see, the
information.
reason is, I'll tell you why.
Information
It's
that
nothing
you're
about
talking
against
about,
any religion or
good
against any community,
All
nothing
Hindu
against
temples are managed only
anyone.
by
But the
Hindus.
point is, if I'm a Hindu,
No,
I know my
this
culture
is being
better, I know my
given that
traditions
right.
better, I respect my God because it's my God. As simple as that. Because see, today, if I have to quote the example, the point is, in the past 5 years, non-Hindus, absolutely, I'll quote it on camera, I'll quote it on record, non-Hindus and non-believers of Hindu religion were appointed as the chairpersons of the TTD board. That was the reason we have seen absolutely an anti-Hindu agenda that was followed in the premises also. I'm sorry to say that because, see, I know, and I'm a huge devotee of Lord Balaji, and even Baba Rao sir, everybody knows who Jyotsna is. But the point here is that it's been happening. So they don't know. Let's say, for example, if we take the Laddu Prasada, that we have to make, because ghee and cow ghee, cows are the most, I think Lord Balaji loves them the most, and that's the reason any offering that we give to Lord Balaji is made out of cow ghee. And it's just not cow ghee, or it's just not the other ingredient, and other things are also used. The point here is the people who were there on the board, or the people who were there on the, the marketing committee or whatnot, they ignored that, simply ignored that. They said, "Arey, isko 500 rupees क्यों लगा रहे हो? 600 rupees क्यों लगा रहे हो? घटा दो इसको, 200 कर दो, 300 कर दो." And they made a patented product like Laddu Prasada. They have made the tender a cost-based tender, not a quality-based tender. All the tender eligibility criteria were changed. Like, 4 lakh, minimum 4 lakh liters of milk to be, whatever the dairy is being used, is going for a tender, they have to at least have that particular thing. And they should be able to manage that particular amount, or a 250 crore turnover for a dairy, or a dairy which has the experience of at least managing it for minimum 3 years. All these conditions they have changed. Why? Because they do not know the importance of it, and they do not care for it.
No, but Jyotsna, the YSRCP spokesperson here says you're lying about those who are administering the temple from the YSRCP. You cannot lie and say that they belong to different faiths. That's what Atishi Reddy said, that it was a lie, it was a misinformation campaign.
I have a document with me.
What is that document? What's that document?
It clearly talks about... One second.
Mr. Reddy, hear her. Listen to her.
You need to hear to me. The point is, it's a document which shows the change in tender conditions. Why did they do that? Why? I'm asking it. Why did they do that? And second thing, Supa Reddy, sir, hold on. Supa Reddy, who was the erstwhile chairperson, his wife is a practicing Christian. And
no, absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong, Mr. Supa Reddy. He's a Ayyappa Mala. He's a Ayyappa faith believer who has gone 46 times to Ayyappa temple. He's a goswami.
You want me to show the proof of it?
You cannot make false allegations like this. There are allegations. You see, madam, there are allegations on the prayer. When Telugudesham was in power,
you have played with devotees across the world. It is an unpardonable crime, I'm telling you. Unpardonable crime. I'm sorry. It's an unpardonable crime. You want me to show the proof? I'll show you the proof. My question is,
yes, we are ready. No, if you can prove it, we are ready to take any punishment.
Why did you change
are you ready to take the punishment?
No, you're missing the larger debate. The larger debate. Jyotsna. See, brings me to my larger debate. The point that you made, Jyotsna and Mr. Reddy, the point that you made brings me to the larger question.
Let me complete, please.
Quickly, I need to go to Tuhin.
Yeah. Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy, who was the ex-chief minister, he is a Christian. He never signed a declaration whenever he entered Tirumala.
The chief minister might be a Christian, but all his relatives might not be Christians. Don't talk like this.
Why didn't Jagan Mohan Reddy
Don't mix up issues. If you can prove that YB Supa Reddy or Karnataka Reddy do not practice Hinduism, or they are not believers in Hinduism, I am ready to undergo any punishment. But if you cannot prove, are you ready for punishment? Don't make false allegations.
One minute. Tuhin. No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this brings us to an important point. I'm making an important point. Listen to me. Yeah. Mr. Reddy, listen to me. Okay, fine. Reddy, we've heard your point. 1 minute. I want to go across to Tuhin. Tuhin, I'll tell you why. Sir, 1 minute. Sir, listen to me. No, I'll tell you why this is important, sir. Sir, I'll tell you there's a larger debate. Mr. Reddy, there's a larger debate, sir. Sir, hear my question, sir. Sir, hear my question. Question is for Tuhin. Hear me out. No, don't get into another parallel debate now. Hold on. Don't get into a parallel debate about the faith of people. 1 minute. No. The question is about freeing our temples. Sir, wait. Mr. Reddy, hold on. Mr. Reddy, sir, your blood pressure is going up, sir. Sir, it's okay. Sir, it's okay. Sir, it's okay. Sir, sir, it's okay. Sir, it's okay. 1 minute. Jyotsna, hold on. Jyotsna, pull back. My question is to Tuhin. 1 minute. I'll tell you why you need to free temples. Because it's simple. Churches and mosques are free. In secular India, churches and mosques are free. And let me tell you one point about how politicians... 1 minute, sir. Hear me out. I'll give you 2-3 examples. Tuhin, I want to get your view on that. Mamata Banerjee had appointed Firhad Hakim, who's not a practicing Hindu. He's a Muslim Trinamool Congress leader, as the chairman of the Tarakeshwar Development Board, which was also supposed to look after the Tarakeshwar temple, 288-year-old Shiva temple. I'm just quoting some examples. The church is the second largest real estate owner in India, but does the state care to bring it under its control? No, it won't. Right? And there's a huge debate around the Waqf properties. It's an ongoing debate. But why is it that when it comes to Hindu temples, why is it that, sentiments are toyed with? I'm not sure the majority of the devotees would be okay with that.
Well, Niranjan, it is work in progress. Like I say, we had ideally expected the state governments to take the lead, which is where Uttarakhand has done a phenomenal job. But yes, with this situation, there is a need to review the situation, and I think we will be taking a fresh look at the issue. What amazes me and what shocks me is the attempt by 2 of the panelists on your show, the YRCRP, Jagan Reddy's representative over here, the way they are trivializing the entire issue. It's a one-off issue. They say that where does the issue of L1 bidder come into faith? Will you employ the L1 bidding method on issues of faith? This shows how disconnected you are with the Hindu faith. This shows how disconnected you are with tradition. And such people have besmirched the legacy of this great temple. Please don't barge in every time. You have said what you have to do. Your actions, your beleaguered actions are visible to the entire world. No. Your exploits are visible to the entire world. By raising your voice in Republic, your sins will not get washed away. Political fight. Your exploits are visible to the entire world. By shouting in the studio of Republic, your sins will not get washed away. You have done colossal damage to the Hindu cause. You have done colossal damage to the Hindu faith.
Okay.
And it is about time that Jagan Reddy comes forth and apologizes for his irresponsible attitude.
It's a larger debate.
His reckless and irresponsible attitude to the management of TTD was responsible for the
action you are taking today. Right now. You are making a press release and alleging Jagan Mohan Reddy. Is it not shameful on your part? It is
so
a
when
shame
you take action, you will regret it. We move in a democratic way. Still, FSSAI is supposed to give its report. When we take action, we regret it. Don't shout over here.
I have to, for the lack of time, end the debate at this point. I have to end the lack of time. For lack of time, Mr. Reddy, I promise you this is a story that is ongoing and we will continue to pick it up. Pullarao wants to say something. 10 seconds, Pullarao. 10 seconds, Mr. Meka. Barely spoken. Yes, Pullarao, 10 seconds, quickly.
Why there's a problem in handing over temples to Hindus is there has to be a format. You see, Muslims and Christians, they're congregational religions. They meet, they have a hierarchy worldwide. We in India, you have to develop this kind of setup, or you have to develop protocols. So that
we don't have a body. We don't have a national body. I agree with you.
We don't have those protocols.
Yeah, okay. Meka, 10 seconds. You've spoken barely.
Yeah, very quickly. This is a very sensitive issue, and we should have been more circumspect while before hurting the sentiments of the people. But I warn TDP, BJP, and Janasena that you are playing a very dangerous game with the country for your political interest, short-term.
I wish you said that also to those who mix beef tallow.
Don't do that.
I wish you said that to also to people who mix beef tallow and lard. Okay, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. No, I'm moving on. I'll tell you. I'll have to move on. I thank all my panelists. I'm moving on to the second debate because I have very little time on the second debate. This is about Atishi taking over as the Chief Minister of Delhi. Her first day in office, and it was a photo op, one that Aam Aadmi Party usually likes often to portray as well. When Atishi took over, there was another empty chair, and we were wondering what that empty chair was. That was her way of respecting Kejriwal. She left that chair for Kejriwal, and it remained for Kejriwal. She said that is Kejriwal's chair, and that will be reserved for him, hoping that he will come back soon after the elections are held in the near future. Here's what happened and what the BJP said in response to that. Take a look.
भरत जी ने 14 साल तक भगवान श्री राम की खड़ाऊ रखकर अयोध्या का शासन संभाला। उसी तरह से आने वाले 4 महीने के लिए मैं दिल्ली सरकार चलाऊंगी।
On the first day as Delhi Chief Minister, Atishi wanted to send across a message that she is simply filling the chair till Arvind Kejriwal returns as the Chief Minister of Delhi. Days after her swearing-in ceremony, theatrics and optics seem to be Atishi's priority. Watch how she deliberately avoids the Chief Minister's seat, choosing to sit on a side chair, leaving Kejriwal's chair symbolically empty. And here's Chief Minister Atishi unconvincingly explaining why she refuses to sit in the chair she is supposed to lead from.
मैंने दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री का कार्यभार संभाला है, जिम्मेदारी संभाली है। आज मेरे मन की वही व्यथा है जो भरत जी की थी जब भगवान श्री राम 14 वर्ष के लिए अयोध्या से वनवास पे गए। भरत जी ने 14 साल तक भगवान श्री राम की खड़ाऊ रखकर अयोध्या का शासन संभाला। उसी तरह से आने वाले 4 महीने के लिए मैं दिल्ली सरकार चलाऊंगी।
BJP senses an opportunity and isn't holding back, calling her a proxy chief minister. Just like Manmohan Singh, the BJP has labelled Atishi Delhi's dummy chief minister, a figurehead controlled from behind the scenes. The party claims she's a puppet on strings, completely under the control of political masters.
आज दिल्ली को अपना नया मनमोहन सिंह मिल गया है। जिस प्रकार से मुख्यमंत्री की चेयर खाली रखी गई, तो दिल्ली वासियों को भी इसी प्रकार से मिसिंग इन एक्शन सीएम ही मिला था। पहले जेल वाला सीएम मिला, फिर बेल पे आया हुआ सीएम मिला, और आज प्रॉक्सी सीएम मिला है।
With no real authority and Kejriwal still pulling the strings, Atishi's role as Delhi's chief minister seems nothing more than a token position. As the BJP intensifies its attacks, questioning her legitimacy, the real question remains: who is actually running Delhi?
Okay, it was meant to be a face-off between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Advocate Anmol Pawar of the Aam Aadmi Party is joining us live from Delhi via Zoom. Tuhin Sinha, I just lost a signal there, Anmol. So my first question is to you. Why leave an empty chair? You know, usually we leave empty chairs. We used to leave empty chairs for panelists who don't turn up for debates, right? But I mean, you think this stunt will click with the Delhi audience before the elections?
Niranjan ji, our country saw that how Mr. Modi also leave an empty chair for their capitalist friend Mr. Adani, to whom he has sold rail, bhel, sail, coal and airports.
Where was this empty chair placed?
Everyone knows in our country.
No, but where was this empty chair placed?
That is for Mr. Modi to answer. Everyone knows in the country that how he has sold everything to his capitalist friend. But on the other hand, Ms. Atishi, who's the Chief Minister of Delhi, has placed a chair of a person who is widely regarded as a symbol of morality and integrity in Indian politics, who has revolutionized Indian politics by prioritizing his Kaam ki Rajniti and placing honesty at the forefront of the government.
Can I ask you a question?
This has never happened in the history.
Before Atishi ji signs a file, does she look at the chair and ask the chair for advice?
No. Can you please repeat?
I'm saying, there is a chair, right? So the question that the BJP is asking is, does Atishi ji look at the chair and seek advice of the chair while signing any file?
Actually, she draws an inspiration from a person we all know that in our country where most leaders would have clung to their positions without hesitation. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal chose a path of unprecedented sacrifice in the political history. He stepped down insisting that the Supreme Court decision was not enough. और वो जनता की अदालत में अपनी ईमानदारी की अग्नि परीक्षा देने उतरे हैं. और वो तभी चीफ मिनिस्टर की कुर्सी पे बैठेंगे जब जनता उनका समर्थन करेगी. And this selfless act of leadership, this has set a new standard in Indian politics.
Can I ask you a question?
Certainly she draws an inspiration from his leader.
Fine, okay. Can you also confirm to me whether or not...
And his dignity and morality, his morality and integrity, it is unparalleled in the Indian political history.
Okay. Dignity, morality, integrity. Great, fine. Can I ask you, she said today that the life of Lord Ram is an example of morality for all of us. Similarly, Arvind Kejriwal has established an example of morality in the politics of this country. Why compare Lord Ram with Arvind Kejriwal? I mean, obviously, the courts also found merit to keep him in custody for all these months, right? So, are you saying the courts didn't have the moral spine to call out the agencies all this while?
What merit are you talking about? Are you talking about that person who gave 60 crore bribes to Bharatiya Janata Party, P. Sharad Reddy, who was called as alleged kingpin? Or are you talking about that observations made by the Honorable Supreme Court Division Bench?
I'm talking about the allegations. I'm talking about the allegations.
Fall flat in 2 questions in cross-examination. Or are you talking about the fact that the observations which were made by the Honorable Supreme Court when the ASG admitted that हमें lollipop देना पड़ता है? We don't have any direct evidence. Are you talking about these observations?
Yeah. I'm also talking about the same morality of a leader who also once said, and quote me if I'm wrong, he said that he will never join politics. Did he say that at some point?
See, the only leader in our Indian political history who has presented a governance model which none of the political parties has been able to do so since independence, it is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay.
He's serving the people of Delhi, and that is why he's getting re-elected. In 2015, he got a thumping majority. In 2020, he got a thumping majority. And certainly this time also, people will shower their love and blessings on him because he's working for them.
Okay. My question to Tuhin is, we felt that it was not required, to leave a chair vacant because it is the Chief Minister's chair. It's not Kejriwal's chair. It is the Chief Minister's chair. So we felt it was disrespect to the position of a Chief Minister when you leave that chair empty.
You know that,
right?
Niranjan,
and why are you calling her the proxy CM?
Yes. Niranjan, that picture was so embarrassing. I think she has done a huge amount of damage to the cause of women empowerment in the country. She has confirmed that she is only and only going to be a foreign-educated Rabdi Devi. But, like you were mentioning, time has come a full circle for Arvind Kejriwal.
No, but what is the comparison between her and foreign-educated Rabdi Devi?
No,
one minute. What is the comparison to her and foreign-educated Rabdi Devi? Why are you being sexist about it? What is the comparison?
A party who is deeply rooted in anti.
No. But I'm saying why? But why would you compare her to Rabdi Devi, foreign-educated Rabdi Devi?
I think you've got it wrong. How am I being sexist?
Because you tried to say Rabdi Devi was.
First, you need to explain how am I being sexist?
Because Rabdi Devi was Lalu's wife, right?
Rabdi Devi. Everybody knows how Rabdi Devi was a rubber stamp CM. She's going to be a rubber stamp CM, which only means that
rubber stamp CM.
Rubber stamp CM.
Rubber stamp CM. Okay.
Issue at all. So I think rubber stamp does not mean sexist. I think you've got it all wrong. But anyway, the point is 13 years after Arvind Kejriwal,
but foreign-educated Rabdi Devi, that's what I said.
That
anyway,
he's never going to politics today. Today, he has asked Atishi to keep that seat vacant for him, which only shows his desperation for power. And such a man cannot be trusted. But again, Atishi herself is accused of presiding over an 80 crore desilting scam. You saw how three people lost their lives in the flooding of Delhi in July, and those three were students, were IAS aspirants, and one of them had written a letter. One of the aspirants had written a letter to her department 3 days ago, saying that desilting is a very important problem which needs to happen immediately. So there is no difference between Arvind Kejriwal and her. Arvind Kejriwal would preside over corruption easily, and she is going to do exactly the same.
Okay, Anmol, my last question is, Anmol, I'm giving you a multiple choice question. Hold on, multiple choice question. Anmol, my last question is a multiple choice question, and then you can respond to Tuhin also. Wait.
Don't take advantage. I can say this with a lot of responsibility that I've never made any sexist statement.
One minute. Hold on.
If you have a comprehension problem, that's your problem.
No, 1 minute. Mike, I'll give you a multiple choice question. I'll give you a multiple choice question. 1 minute, I'll give you a multiple choice question, Anmol.
अरे परेशान तो आपको होने की जरूरत है.
Anmol,
जनता पार्टी से और क्या?
अरे सुन लो यार Anmol, anyway we know that frame is going to be a famous frame now with 2 chairs, so I'm asking you this question, right? So the next time Atishi, the Delhi Chief Minister, addresses the media or is given a sign to file, right? Will she speak to the chair, or will the chair speak, or will she dial the chair, or will she ask the chair to sign?
What's your opinion?
I don't know, I'm asking you because the chair is going to be in the frame all along, right?
No, but what's your opinion on that?
I'm asking you a straight question. Is she actually going to run the state, or is she a proxy chief minister?
No, she will run the state under the guidance and leadership of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. And what Mr. Sinha must answer today, what Mr. Kejriwal asked yesterday, 5 questions to them, and since then, a silence has descended within the BJP and the RSS, and this silence indicates that there's truth in what Arvind Kejriwal asked.
Where is the silence?
The entire nation is seeking answer.
Okay.
It is for Mr. Sinha to answer that is it right that Mr. Modi is misusing, blatant misuse of ED and CBI and toppling?
He hasn't left any chair empty. No. One thing is evident, he hasn't left any chair empty.
No. And
there's no
the
empty
fact
chair.
that he labels certain leaders as corrupt and then rolled red carpets for all of them. तो क्या इस तरह की भाजपा की कल्पना की थी कभी आरएसएस ने?
Okay.
The BJP was
running out of time.
To bail after 6 months after slogging for 6 months.
From
Okay, thank you, Tuhin.
It is said that it is RSS responsibility.
Okay, Tuhin and Anmol.
To stay his arrest shows that there is enough.
Did
No, Niranjan.
Okay, need to end the debate.
Such actions.
Anybody corrupt?
No, 1 minute, Tuhin.
He's more than 75.
Okay, 1 minute, Tuhin. Okay, Tuhin and Anmol. Run out of time.
Why isn't he this?
Okay, I've run out of time, completely run out of time. Taking a short break now, ladies and gentlemen. But once again, Arnab will be back soon on the debate. My colleague Abhishek Kapoor is joining us next as we also count down to the Prime Minister's speech in New York. That's in a little over 30 minutes. Stay tuned.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.